Hi, everyone. I'm Deb Floros, and I am a jewelry designer, jewelry maker, jewelry making educator, jewelry fanatic, and I'm a cool crafter. I said the last time I was here that I thought I might be a cool crafter, but the ladies convinced me that I am. So I am a cool crafter, and I'm happy to be here. I've been sharing projects with you guys around repurposing, upcycling, thinking about taking jewelry that's previously loved and making it into something new, breathing new life into it, giving it a new home, so to speak. And I have another project for you tonight, but this one, I've actually got two, and I don't know if I'll be able to finish both, but I want to be able to inspire you and show you what you can do with something that I also think you might have hanging around the house, in your jewelry box, in the back of your closet, or you might find such a thing at, I don't know, a garage sale or an estate sale. So I'm going to flip the camera down. If you give me 1 second, just going to flip myself down and I'm going to show you what I have in front of me. So here are a couple of fun things, and let me tell you about what this is in reference to. So you probably all have something that looks like this. This is a stretchy bracelet, and it is made with components that have multiple holes. So they've basically got two holes on each side to allow that material to go through. These are typically called slider components, and you might see these in a craft store sold, so that you can create something with them. But I bet a lot of you have a bracelet that is either intact or maybe it's fallen apart, and you've got the parts stashed away in a drawer, in a bag. This is one of my most favorite things to create with. Here's another one I've got. This one's a little loosey-goosey, and that's when I'm kind of prompted to go and take it apart and do something with it. Maybe you love something like this, but you don't love it with this much. So maybe you love this pattern, but it's a lot as a big bracelet. But you can take one piece and you can cut this up and you can create it in and make it into something different. I just want to show a couple of pieces. These two pieces of mine were created with sliders. So this is a slider piece right here, and it doesn't have an open back, but this is a slider here, was part of a stretch bracelet. And then this one has some fun enamel on it, and it's got the 4 holes on the back. And what I do when I create mine is I actually add a little bit of embellishment to the back. So I add beads to the back, which I think makes it look a little bit more upscale. So both of these pieces were in the spring edition of Belle Armoire jewelry, if I can talk. And so these pieces were really fun to make, and I'm really proud of them. And they're out there in the world in a magazine, in print, as we were talking about. So I wanted to give you guys some ideas on making a couple of different things. So the projects I've been showing you so far really haven't required a lot of tools, a lot of material. These do, but they're very easy to make. So if you've got, I'll kind of walk through tools and materials as I go. I'm going to show you 2 different things. I've got a bracelet over here, and I've got an earring over here. And one of my favorite sliders to work with is a wood slider. So I had a bracelet that I cut up, and it has 2 holes. And I also had this fun bracelet that I cut up that I don't know, I found it at an antique store or something. It's certainly not an antique, but it's the perfect kind of thing to breathe new life into. So these are the pieces I want to talk about. We're going to use a couple of pieces from those two bracelets. And then this is an earring I made with a slider component that is also wood, but it came from a belt, believe it or not. So I found this really cool belt. I don't know where I found it, maybe at a garage sale, but some of the beads actually had holes in them, which I thought was interesting. So the two holes that you can string through don't interfere with that hole. So you've got that void space, which makes it a little bit interesting. So I'm always on the lookout for these things. If you want to try something like this and you don't have a bracelet stashed anywhere, you don't have anything stuck in your jewelry box, be on the lookout. As you're out thrifting or, cruising around and you see a garage sale, you might find something and you can create. So let's do this earring. This is fairly quick. So I'm going to be using some 24 gauge artistic wire. This is made by the Beadalon folks. And oh, you know what? I already cut my piece because I tried to do a little bit ahead of time, but this is the wire I'm going to use. So you would definitely need a tool to cut your wire. And what I did was I took some, I think these are 4 or 5 millimeter melon shaped check glass beads. And I've got some size 11 Toho seed beads. And I strung on, there's 7 of the little melon shaped beads with a seed bead on either side of them. So there's a seed bead to start and a seed bead that ends this little strand. And I just string it onto this wire. And 24 gauge wire is very, very pliable, very easy to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the matching slider piece or 2-hole piece, and I'm going to take the wire and I'm going to put it through those holes. And it's okay if the wire bends a little bit because we're going to do a little bit of work up top with that wire anyways. So I'm going to pull that little section of beads through, and look, it just creates this fun little kind of U shape. And I'm just going to shape it just a little bit to make it consistent with the other one. And the wire will hold its shape after a bit of wearing it. Maybe it might bend here or there, but you can always make sure that you straighten it out. So the next thing I do once I get up top, excuse me, guys, is I'm going to take a seed bead and put one seed bead on each piece of wire. And then I'm going to add the little rounds, little melon shaped rounds that I've got. I thought this was a beautiful color palette for fall. So I'm going to take those 2 beads and set them up top. Now you could do all kinds of different designs here. You could do fewer beads at the bottom, all seed beads at the bottom, no beads up top. The world is your oyster, but showing you that there's so much that you can do with just this one little slider bead. So I'm going to take 5 of these beautiful seed beads. These are in an antique bronze color. So they kind of go nicely with this color palette for fall. I love making fall jewelry. That's probably my favorite season to make for, even though I don't really live in a place where there's actual fall, but I have lived in places where there's fall. So I appreciate fall very much. So 5 seed beads on top of either of our little melon shaped beads. And then I'm going to do a little crisscross. And what I want to do is create a bit of a wire wrapped section here. So I'm going to pull one wire around the other. So let me get that situated there. So it's going to look like that. And then I'm just going to wrap that a few times around. Now, the cool thing about 24 gauge wire is it's very easy to work with. So I'm just using my fingers. I'm not even needing to use any kind of plier or anything to help me get that wire wrapped around. When I get to the back, which I've officially decided this is the back, I'm going to trim off my excess. And if you find that any of the excess wire is kind of poking out, you might want to tuck it in with your chain nose pliers. So far, we've used a cutter and some chain nose pliers. Now I'm going to pick up some round nose pliers. So these have a nice round tips on them, so we can create loops with them. So the way I do it is I'm just going to come really close to where those wraps are. And I'm going to grab that, press tightly, not too tight. And I'm going to pull my wire around, and I'm going to kind of twist the piece and the pliers. And then I'm going to do a couple more wraps around that place where we've already done the wrapping. And just going to pull that around, and and then I'm going to cut off the excess there. And then I'm just going to grab the chain nose again, and I'm just going to kind of tighten up that little end of the wire and flatten out that loop. And now we have a partner for our other earring. So I've got some ear wires, just some basic French hook ear wires. You can choose any kind of ear wire you like. These are my favorites. And drop that on, and that is a fun and easy way to use sliders. And this would work for any other slider you've got. So even, I bet some of you would even recognize these. Look at this little teeny tiny guy. This is from a bracelet that was cut up, and these little bracelets were everywhere for a while. So you could just as easily take some wire through, and you would need fewer beads and maybe even, just a smaller scale. I mean, there's quite a difference in size there, but you probably have something like this or could get your hands on something like that. So different shapes, different sizes, different kinds, different textures. So many fun things you can do with these beads.